Hey you guys, this video is going to contain sensitive material that I found that led me to city of Mesquite, Texas. I just want to show you comprehensive annual financial report, Mesquite, Texas, real Texas flavor. Now remember, humans are considered real property or true property. I learned that from a Kanye song. You're too good to be true. Let's see. So this is a finance department document, okay? And this is about equitable sharing. Remember my mom's letter about turning me over for sharing. All right, okay, we got Casper the Friendly Ghost right here. Now, I haven't even looked at this part yet. I just wanted to show you. Deborah Mole, CPA, Director of Finance. Okay. Now, how I got to this is I was looking at David Meshell. David Meshell of Music Media International, who actually worked for DARPA at the time, and posed as a music producer. All right. And then on a background check, we've got this. Hang on one second. Okay, so here we go. Aggravated sexual assault on a child. This is David Meshell's background report. Aggravated sexual assault on a child, aggravated sexual assault of a child, aggravated sexual assault child, not specified. Okay. And this is he's using a different name here, but I have reason to believe this is the right person. And so what they do is you go down here and there's an internal case number. And this F1840101 and then a tracking incident number. And then the filing agency. The filing agency is that Mesquite. Aggravated sexual assault of a child. Now remember, how I believe they're doing it is that I'm born and then kidnapped, and I'm an orphan maybe, or they're saying I'm an orphan. I don't know if I'm an orphan. If I'm an orphan, why would I have any DNA that matches anything in my cousin's bloodline? That doesn't make sense. But somehow on paper I'm an orphan, okay? Just say I am. So if you're an orphan, or if you are a specialized juvenile under this law that they use, right, where they bring you in as an asylee. There's a bunch of charges here. Right. Aggravated sexual assault of a child. I don't think this age 77 is, I think you should look at the age. You know, the 77 is, I just see it on documents again and again. I'm not sure if there's a U.S. code 77, but there probably is. Let's see if I can find it. U.S. code 77, which is peonage and slavery. All right, so what they're doing is they're hiding it through this very complex scheme. So you're a child on paper. Your mother comes in as an asylum seeker from Korea, and I think they're just doing it on paper. And then you come in under her, and you're frozen at that age. Frozen, we learned from Walt Disney. And then, so if a person marries that person or has sex with that person, it would be considered a child by law. Aggravated sexual assault child. and then it's a 20-year sentence, okay? So the 20 years doesn't go to this person. It goes to me. You know what I mean? Like, it would go to the person that's being held as a child. 77 is peonage and slavery. So what they get you to do is sign a contract. So I signed a contract with David Meshell, and I know they're using a different name here, but as I've said, I've looked up enough to believe this is the same person. So let me just say that I do believe this is the same person, and I don't want you guys to get upset that this is this, because I do think on paper I am a child on paper, right? So anyway, you can go through here, and it's going through all the different counties. Again, age 77 is peonage. That is slavery, human slavery. So they have you sign a contract. The contract, once you sign the contract, there's no turning back. The grabbing hands, grab all they can, right? So, Department of Criminal Justice, again, 77 slavery. Crime classification Z, sleep, aggravated sexual assault of a child. This person doesn't get parole. So what they do is they put you as collateral under this person. So this person is free. Maybe this person isn't free because Daniel is not their true name. But the warrant goes out under their collateral, which is human slavery. So when you see this number 77, that is peonage and human slavery. Peonage and human slavery. Vessels for slave trade. So here we go. Peonage, slavery, and trafficking in persons. So, vessels for slave trade. Whoever, whether as master, factor, or owner, builds, fits out, equips, loads, or otherwise prepares or sends away any vessel in any port or place, or causes such vessel to sail from a port or place, for the purpose of procuring any person from a foreign kingdom or country to be transported and held, sold, or otherwise disposed of as a slave, or held to service or labor, shall be fined under this title, or imprisoned not for more than, anyway, there's a bunch here, under here. Mandatory restitution. So what they do is they get you to sign something saying that they're going to manage your publishing, but they don't tell you that your publishing includes body parts or whatever. So this, under 77, you're supposed to get a full amount of the victim's losses and what you've stolen from them. But they usually don't even let you advance these cases because the cases make so much money. So here's this 201 number again. The forfeiture of property under this subsection shall be governed by the provisions of section 413 other than subsection D of such section. Right? So you can look at this and see what this is, but okay, this is just one of the many criminal things that I found under David Meshell. Again, 77. I don't believe that's his real age. And you can run these addresses if you want, and you can see what these are if you want. But court name, Justice of the Peace, 3. 3 is always government. It's a government program. So this is right around my date of injury. My date of injury was, not injury of being kept as a slave. I've been a slave my whole life. But injury as in, I went to Lasky Clinic. And then on some of his other records, it shows aggravated battery of a spouse. It shows, and then it's a parole incarceration. See again, Q. Case number Q. Let's see if we can find it. I don't know if we can. So this is governance, urbanization, and pollution. Bank of Montreal. So they do a lot with banks. Harvard, social capital, investor relations. But I think these codes, they all mean something. CMS is Medicare, right? Let's see. So if they're changing your age and you don't have legal rights by law, the only way out is to become emancipated. So how do you get emancipated if you're being held illegally as a slave? Okay, there's a couple of things you can do. You can get emancipated through marriage. You must be 14 years or older. You must be managing your own financial affairs, which you're not because they're stealing your money. Your income must be from a legal source. Emancipation must be in your best interest. I mean, if they're stealing your organs and not letting you work at all, of course it would be in your best interest to get emancipated. So if you're not emancipated, you cannot make your own legal decisions. You can't make your own let's see. I mean, and you couldn't go in front of a court and ask if you can get emancipated. There are 3 ways a child can become emancipated. Get married, join the military. I find the top 2 much easier than the third. Go to court and have the judge declare you emancipated, because can any child get a judge to declare him emancipated? Not if you're not, because if you're not managing your own financial affairs, you can't. See, you can't keep the money you earn. They're stealing the money you earn. And you can't sue someone in your own name. And you can't get your own care. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you about this guy, David Meshell, is that a small change in the spelling of his name. And this is the one I signed with for Music Media International, remember. It says he works with Kaiser. He's a psychologist with Kaiser. Remember, I've been with Kaiser all of this time, not knowing my mother also works for Kaiser as some kind of OBGYN. Under one of the David Meshells, it says, I do believe this is David Meshell. I mean, he wears his hair differently, and, this is his doctorly look, but I do believe that's the same person. So he works for Kaiser. So Kaiser's in bed with all of these people doing this fraud against humanity as slavery, right? He also owns a logging company. There's one more thing I was going to tell you, but I forgot what it was. There's BMG, John Mass,